The state executive, governor, chief minister, advocate general. The executive. The state executive consists of the governor, the state council of ministers, and the advocate general of the state. The governor. Article number 153. Provide that there shall be a governor for each the state. One person can be appointed as the governor for two or more states. Article number 154. Bears the executive power of the state in the governor. Article number 154.1. All the executive power of the state shall be the best in the governor and shall be the exercised by him either directly or through the officer the subordinate to him in the accordance with this constitution. Appointment of the governor according to the article number 155. The governor of all the states shall be appointed by the president by the warrant under his hand and seal. Qualification. Article number 157. Hold that no other person shall be the eligible for the appointment as the governor unless he is the citizen of India and has the complete the age of the 35 years. Condition of the governor's office. Article number 158 lies down the following conditions for the officer of the governor. The governor must not be a member of either House of the Parliament or of the House of the Legislative of any state. Specify in the first schedule. Specify in the first schedule, and if a member of either House of the Parliament or of a House of Legislative of any such state be appointed governor, he shall be the demand to have the vacant his seat in the House on the date on which he the entire upon his the office as governor. The governor must not hold any other office of profit. The governor is the united without the payment of the rent to the use of his the official resistance and shall be also the united to such the emolument allowance and the preference as may be determined by the parliament by law. The emoluments and allowance of the governor shall not be the diminished during his the term of office. Note: there are two conventions that the government offer before the nominating any persons as a governor. That person is not appointed as the governor who belongs to the state. He shall be an outsider having no the relation with the state he is the being the appointed to. Consultation of the chief minister is the taken by the president before the appointing a governor. It should also be the noted that both the above the convention are not the absolute and have been the ignored by the union government in many instances. Term of the office. Article number 156. Article number 156.1. Provide that the governor hold office during the pleasure of the president. Also, he can resign at any time by addressing either resignation letter to the president. Subject to the above the provision, the governor shall hold the office for the term of the 5 years from the date on which he the entire upon his office. However, however, he shall that continue to hold the office even on the expiry of his term until his the successor enters upon his office. Power and the function of the governor. Executive power. Article number 154 1. Thus, the executive power of the state whose the governor he may neither exercise this power enter directly or through the office subordinate to him. Article number 162. Provide that the executive power of the state extend to the matter with the respect to which the legislator of the state has power to make law. Article number 166 1. Require that all the executive action of the governor of the state is the express to be taken in the name of the governor in the exercise of his the executive power. The governor appointed the chief minister and the other ministers are the appointed by him on the recommendation of the chief minister. All ministers hold office during the pleasure of the governor. Legislative power. Article number 168 1. Declare that the governor is an integral part of the legislative of the state. According to the article number 333, the governor from the nominated one person from the Anglo-Indian community or to the legislative assembly of the state. If in his the opinion the community has not been well the represent in the assembly, in the case the legislator of the state has the legislative council, the governor is the emperor to the nominate not more than the 1/6 of the total number of the council. The governor gives the assent to a bill after it is the passed by the state legislature. Under the article number 200, he can the reserve the bills passed by the state legislature for the reconciliation of the president. The governor may from times to times prorogues the house of either house but dissolve the legislative assembly. The governor may send the message to the house of or the house of the legislature of the state where with respect to the bill than the pending in the legislature or the otherwise, and the house to which any the message is substantial with all the confident despite the considered any matter required by the message to the take into the consideration. At the commencement of the first sessions after is the general elections to the legislative assembly and the commencement of the first sessions of this year. The governor shall address the legislative assembly or in the case of the state having a legislative council both house the assembly together and inform the legislature of the causes of it is the summons. No money bill or the financial bill can be introduced in the legislative assembly without the prior recommendations of the governor. It is the governor who the causes to be the laid before the house or house of the legislature the annual financial statement. Article number 213. Confer on the governor powers to the promulgated the ordinance during the recess of legislature. An ordinance promulgated under this the article shall have the same forces and effect as the act of the state legislature. Judicial power. Article number 161. Deal with the power of the governor to the grant part done extra and so the suspend remit or the commit sentence in certain cases. According to the article number 161, the governor of the state shall have the power to the grant the pardons and reprieve the respite or the remissions of punishment or to the suspend, remit or the comment the sentence of any person the convicted of any offense against any law or relating to the matter to which the executive power of the state extend. The expansion, pardons, respite, reprieve, remission, remittance, or commutations carry the same remain as the article number 72. Discretionary power. The positions of the governor of the state differ from that of the president. While the term discretion is not used anywhere in the provision relating to the president's, the constitution explicitly conferred power on the governor to be the exercise in the direction. Article number 163.1. They provide that the governor is to act in the accordance with the advice of the Council of Ministers, except in so far as he is by or the under this Constitution required to the exercise his the function or any of them in his the direction. Article number 163.3.2. Clarify that if any the question arises whether the any matter is or is not the matter of the discretion of the governor, the discretions of the governor is the final and the validity of the any times done by the governor shall not be called in the question on the ground. Article number 200. Empower the governor to the respect bills the having the been passed by the House or the House of the State Legislature as the case may be for the consideration of the President. The governor exercises his the direction as to whether he should reserve any for all the bills passed by the House of the State Legislature. For the Constitution of the President, Article number 167, like the Article number 78, enables the governor to give the himself the inform of the decision relating to the administration of the affair of the state. Article number 167 empower him to ask the chief minister to the submit for the council consideration any matters on which a decision has been taken by a minister but which has not been considered by the council of ministers. Article number 163, unlike the article number 74, say that the governors may the exercise the discretion in the matters in which he is by or the under the constitution required to do so. The governor sent to the president every fortnight the report on the important development that have taken the place in the administration of the state under the article number 356. A governor can invite the president to take over the administration of the state in the case the failure of the constitutional machinery in the state. The special function the interest to the governor of the certain state. Specific functions have been the interest to the governor of the certain state to be exercised by them in their discretions by the governor of the Maharashtra and Gujarat, governor of Nagaland, governor of Sikkim, governor and Arunachal Pradesh, and governor of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram as regard to the Assam. The provision are and a dispute in the regard to the share of the royalties payable to either district council in Assam or Meghalaya or Tripura or Mizoram by the state government shall be the referred to the governor for the determining such share. In his the description, para 9.2 of the 6th schedule, Sarkaria Commission. In the 1983, the central government appointed either three members the commissions on the central state relation under the chairmanship of R.S. Sarkaria. The commission made the 247 recommendations. Some of them are is the article number 356 President's Rule Sprinty procedure of consulting the chief minister in the appointment of the state governor should be the prescribed in the constitution itself. The governor terms of the 5 years in the state should not be the disturbed except for any extremely complaining reasons. The central government has the implement 180 out of 247 recommendation of the Sarkari Commission. Council of Ministers, Article number 163, provide for the Council of Ministers to aid and advise the governor. According to Article number 163.1, there shall be the Council Minister with the Chief Minister at the head to aid and advise the governor in the exercise of his function, except in so far as he is by or the under this the constitution required to the exercise his functions or any of them in his direction. The chief minister is appointed by the governor. The other ministers are appointed by the governor on the advice of the chief minister. Other provision as to minister, article number 164.1. All the chief minister shall be appointed by the governor and the other ministers shall be appointed by the governor on the advice of the chief minister, and the minister shall hold the office during the pleasure of the governor. Article number 164.1a. They said that the total number of the minister, including the chief minister in the council of the minister in the state, shall not exceed 15% of the total number of the member of the legislative assembly of the assembly of that the provided that the number of the minister including the chief minister in the state shall not be less than 12. According to the article number 164.2, the Council of Ministers shall be the collectively responsible to the Legislative Assembly. According to the article number 164, for the minister who for any the period of the 6 consecutive month is not a member of the legislature of the state shall at the expirations of that the period ceases to be the minister. Article number 164.5. The salaries and the allowance of the minister shall be such as the legislature of the state may from the times to times by the law determines and until the legislature of the state so determined shall be as the specified in the second schedule. the Constitution 91st Amendment Act 2003 has the insert the clauses 1A and 1B in the article number 164. The clauses 1A provide that the size of the Council of Ministers in the state shall not exceed 15% of the assembly total staff, but not less than 12 members. The new clause the 1B provides that the member that disqualified under the anti-defections law shall not be appointed as a minister for the durations of the remaining term of the existing legislature or unit or immunity is the next fresh elections, whichever is the earlier. Chief Minister. Chief Minister is the head of the Council of Ministers of his state. The constitutional position of the Chief Minister is the more or the less similar to the that of the Prime Minister. The Chief Minister play the important role in the administration of the state. Function of the Chief Minister are: the Chief Minister is the real head of the state government. The minister are appointed by the governor on the advice of the Chief Minister. The governor allocate the portfolios to the minister on the advice of the Chief Minister. Chief Minister preside over the cabinet meetings. She the coordinate and the functioning of the different minister. She the guidance the functioning of the cabinet. Chief Minister play a key role in the framing the law and the policies of the state government. Bills are introduced by the minister in the state legislature with his her approval. She is the spokesman of the policy of the government both the inside the outside the state legislature. The constitution provides that the chief minister shall the communicate to the governor all the decisions of the council of the minister relating to the administration and the affair of the state and the proposal for the legislation. The chief minister furnishes such as the information relating to the administration of the affairs of the state and the proposal for the legislation as the governor may call for. If the governor so the requires the cabinet minister submits for the consideration of the council of ministers any matter of which the decision has been taken by the minister but which has not been considered by the cabinet. The chief minister is the sole the link of the communications between the cabinet and the governor. The governor has the right to be informed by the chief minister for the decision taken by the council of ministers. The above the functions show that the real authority is the best with the Council of Ministers led by the Chief Minister. The Council of Ministers is the real executive in the state. The positions of the State Council of Ministers largely dependent upon the strength of the ruling party in the State Assembly and the personality of the Chief Minister. The positions of the Chief Minister is more the powerful when his the party is in power in the in the central as well. as long as the signature and is the council of the minister enjoy the confidence of majority in the legislative assembly. They exercise the real executive power of the state. The Advocate General for the State. The article number 165. The provide for the Advocate General for the State according to the article number 165.1. The governor of the state shall the appoint as a person who is qualified to be the appointed as a judge of the High Court to be the Advocate General for the state. Article number 165.2. All that it shall be the duty of the Advocate General to give the advice to the government of the state upon such the legal matter and to the perform such the other the duties of the legal characters as many from the time be the repair or the assigned to him by the governor and to discharge the functions the conferred on him by or the under this the constitution or any other law for the times being in the process. Article number 165.3. All that the Advocate General shall hold the office during the pleasure of the governor and shall receive just the remunerations as the governor may determine. The Advocate General the performs shall the duties. It is this the duties to the render advice to the governor of to the government of the state about such the legal matter as may be the referred to him the by the governor. He is to the perform such other duties of the legal character as may be the assigned to him by the governor. He is to the discharge the function conferred to on him by or the under the constitution or any other law. For the times being in the force, the Advocate General has the right to the speak and otherwise the participate in the proceeding of the House of the State Legislature or any committee of the legislature or for which he may be the named as the member but he does not enjoy the right to vote. The governor of the state is the integral part of the state cabinet, parliament, state legislature, state public service commission, state legislature, who administer the oath of the office for the president of India and the governor of the state respectively. The Speaker of the Lok Sabha and the Speaker of the State Legislative Assembly, the Solicitor General of the Indian and the Advocate General of the State, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India and the Chief Justice of High Court of the State, none of them. The who administer the oath of the office for the President and Indian and the Governor of the State respectively. The C number is the correct option. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India and the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India and the Chief Justice of the High Court of State. Which of the following the articles the emperor of the governor to the appoint the chairman and other the members of the State Public Service Commission. The article number 316. 316. The state legislator. Article 168 to 212, the part 6 of the Constitution deal with the organization, composition, divisions, officers, procedures, privileges, power, and so on of the state legislature. There is no uniformity in the organization of the state legislature. Most of the states have in the unicameral system while the other have either bicameral system. At the present, only the six states have two houses bicameral. These are the Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, and Karnataka. Legislative Council. The Legislative Council, commonly known as the Vidhan Sabha, is the upper house of the state legislature. It is constituted as the permanent house, Article number 171. Provided that the total number of the members in the Legislative Council of the state shall not exceed one third of the total number of the member in the Legislative Assembly of the state, but not less than 40 members in any cases. Evaluation or the creations of the Legislative Council, Article 169, deals with the creations or the evaluations of Legislative Council in the state, Article 162. Hold that if the state legislative assembly passes the resolutions by a majority of less than 2/3 of the members the present and the voting, and by the majority of the total strength of the house, requesting the parliament to declare or the abolish the state legislative council. Then the parliament may by the law advise for the abolitions and the creations of the legislative council. The initiative must come from its legislative assembly. It is not binding on the parliament. The parliament passes the law by a simple majority. In January 2020, the Andhra Pradesh Assembly passed the resolutions to the abolish legislative council. The provision will the next be the sent to the center for actions. Composition of the house. The council shall be the considered as the provided in the clauses 3 of the article number 171. Article number 171 3. The state that of the total number of the member of the legislative council of the state, 1/3 shall be the elected by the electoral consisting of members of the municipalities, district board, and such other local authorities in the state as the parliament may by the law they specify. 1/12 shall be the elected by the electoral council, consisting of the persons residing in the state who have been for at least 3 years graduates of the universities in the territory of the Indian for at least 3 years in the provisions of the qualifications prescribed by or under any law made by the parliament as the equivalent to that of the graduate of any such the university. 1/12 shall be elected by the electoral consisting of the persons who have been for at least 3 years engaged in the techniques in such as the educational secondary school as the many will prescribed by or the under the any law made by the parliament. One by third shall be the elected by the members of the legislative assembly of the state from the amongst the persons who are not the members of the assembly. The remainder shall be then nominated by the governor in the accordance with the provision of the process according to the Article 171.5. The members to the nominated by the governor shall the consist of the persons with the special knowledge of the practical exercise in the respect of the such the matter as the following namely letter literature, science, arts, cooperative movement and the social service. The member of the legislative council are the elected in the accordance with the system of the proportional representations by the means of the single transferable vote. The Assam Legislative Council Bill 213. The Assam Legislative Council Bill 213 was introduced in the Rajya Sabha on the 3rd December 2013 by the Ministry of the Law and Justice. The bill that provides for the creations of the Legislative Council of the State of Assam. This is the adherence of the resolutions passed by the Assam Legislative Assembly on 14 July 2013 as the required under the Article number 169 of the Constitution for the creation of the Legislative Council in the state. The bill said that the total number of the seat in the Assam Legislative Council shall be the 22. The feathers is the last term, it is the composition as the stipulated in the Constitution as the following. 14% shall be the elected by members of the municipalities, district board and the other local authorities in the state. 4% shall be elected by the residents of Assam who have been the universities graduated for at least 3 years. 4% shall be elected by the persons who have been the engaged in the technicians in the secondary school and the upward for the not less than 3 years in the state. 4% shall be elected by the members of the legislative assembly of the state from the amongst the persons who are not the members of the assembly. 6% shall be the nominated by the governor. They shall have the expertise in the areas of the literature, science, arts, cooperative movement, and the social service for the purpose of the elections elections to the legislative council. The president, after the consultation with the election commission, shall determine the consideration into who is the state shall be divided. The extent of is the constituency and the number of the seat to be allotted to the is the constituency. Further, the bill said that the presidents may issue an order for the appointing the date for the inclusions of the names of the state of the Assam into the Article 168(1)(a) of the Constitution and after the Andhra Pradesh. The article included the names of the state that have two houses, the legislative assembly and the legislative also the proposed the constitutional amendment to the Representations of the People Act 150 Act and the Representations of the People Act 190, 1951. Legislative Assembly. The Constitution said that the governor may be appointed one of the member from the Anglo-Indian community if it is not adequately represented in the House. Rest of the members are elected directly by the schools from the territorial constituencies. The article number 171. Held at the Legislative Assembly of this state shall the consist of not more than 500 and not less than 60 members, sessions by the direct elections from the territorial constituencies in the state. According to the article number 172.1, every legislative assembly of the every state, unless the sonar is dissolved, shall the continue for the 5 years from the date of that appointed for it is the first meeting and no longer have the expressions of the of the set period of the 5 years and shall the operate as the resolutions of the assembly, provided that at the side of period well at the proclamation of the emergency is the operation be the extended by the parliament by law for the period, not the exceeding 1 year at the times and not extending in any cases beyond the period of the 6 months after the proclamation has the ceased to the operate. Qualification for the memberships of the state legislative. According to article number 173, the person shall be qualified to be the chosen to the fill the seat in the legislative of the state if he is the citizens of India and the max and the subscribes before the some the person the authorities index the behalf of by the election commission and the oath of the affirmations according to the from set out for the purpose in the third schedule is in the cases of the seat in the legislative assembly not less than 25 years of the age and in the case of the seat in the legislative council not less than 30 years of the age and for such lessons of the politician as the may be the prescribed in that the PR I or the under any law and by the parliament. This qualification under the constitution the person shall be the disqualified for the being the association and for the being in the members of the legislative assembly or the legislative council of the state if he don't hold any the office of the profit under the union or the state government except that of the minister or any the other office that executed by the legislator if he is of the unsound mind and stand so that it by in the court if he is in the and discharges himself if he is not a citizen of India or has the voluntarily required by the citizenship of a foreign state or is the under any the acknowledgement of the allegiance to the foreign state and he if he, if he is so that disqualified under any law made by the parliament. Accordingly, the parliament has the prescribed the members of the additional disqualification in the representations of the Code Act 151. These are the similar to those to those for the parliament. These are the mentioned here. He must not have been the founder guilty of the certain elections offense on the corrupt practices in the election. It must not have been the convicted for any offense resulting in the imprisonment for 2 or more years, but the detentions of the persons under the preventive detentions law is not the disqualification. It must not have the penalty to the lords and the account office the election the expensive to them. It must not have any the interest the government the contract work of the service. It must not be the director of the managing agent nor hold and the office of profit in the corporations in which the government has at least the 25% share. It must not have been that dismissed from the government service for the corruptions or dissolute to the state. It must not have been that conflicted for the fomenting enmity between the different groups or for the offense of the injury. It must not have been the punished for the placing and the practicing social crimes such as the untestability, glory, and the safety. On the question that whether the members has become the subject to any of the above the disqualification, the government decision is final. However, they should obtain the opinion of the election commission and act accordingly. Disqualification on the ground of the defection. The Constitution also lay down that the person shall be the disqualified for the being in the number of either house of the state legislature if he is so the disqualified on the ground of the deflections under the provision of the 10th schedule. That is, the defections under the provision of the 10th schedule. The questions of the disqualification under the 10th schedule is the decided by the chairman in the cases of the legislative council and the speaker in the case of the legislative and not by the governor. Legislative procedure, the article number 196, considers of the provisions as to the interdictions and the passing of the bill in the state legislature according to the article number 196.1 and the ordinary bill may the originate in the either the house of legislator or the state which has at the legislative council. The clauses to the article number 196 all that and the ordinary bill shall not be then demanded to have been passed by the house of the legislative of the state having a legislative council unless it has been agreed to by both the houses either the without amendment or with such the amendment only as the agreed to the both of the House. The clauses 3 of the Article number 196 to hold that and the ordinary bill the pending in the legislature or in the state shall not lapse by the reasons of the repercussions of the House of the House thereof. The clauses 4 of the Article 196 the hold that on the ordinary bill pending in the Legislative Council of the State which has not been passed by the Legislative Assembly shall not lapse on the resolutions of the Assembly. Clauses 5 of the Article number 196 the hold that and the ordinary bill which is the pending the Legislative Assembly of the State or which having in the past by the legislative assembly is the pending in the legislative council shall last the resolutions of the assembly according to the article number 197 1 if the after the ordinary bills or the financial bills has been passed by the legislative assembly of the state having the legislative council and transmit to the legislative council. The bill is rejected by the council for the more than 3 months elapsed from the date on which the bills is laid before the council without the bills being passed by it. Or the bills is passed by the council with the amendment to which the legislative assembly does not agree. The legislative assembly may be subject to the rules the regulating it is the procedure to pass the bill again in the same or in the any subsequent sessions without such the amendment as have been made by the judges or the agreed to by the legislative council and transmit the bill as so the pass to the legislative council. Article number 197 to hold that the after the bill has been so the pass for the second times by the legislative assembly and transmitted to the legislative council. The bill it is the bills is rejected by the council for more than the 1 month the elapsed from the date or on which the bills is laid before the council without the bills the bill passed by the table. The bills is passed by the council with the amendment with the the bill shall be the demand to have been passed by the house of the legislature of the state in the form on which it was the passed by the legislature assembly for the second time with the such the amendment if any has been made or the satisfied by the legislative council and the agreed by the legislative assembly. Article number 198. Deal with the procedure in the respect of the money bills according to the article number 198 1. The money bill shall be introduced only in the legislative assembly according to the article number 198 2 after the money bill has been passed by the legislative assembly or in the state legislative council. It shall be the transmitted to the legislative council for transmitted to the legislative council for this recommendation is not returned uh, to the legislative assembly within the period of the 14 days. It shall be determined to have been passed by both the House at the expirations of the said period in the form of in which it was passed by the legislative assembly, thus on the basis of and the analysis of the constitutional provisions which and that the cases of the money bill is the central to the procedure followed at the center and the ordinary bill should the originate in either houses. It is the originate in the legislative council and is the passes and the transmitted to the lower houses and between the lower houses rejected it, then the bills the council to and the financial bills or and the ordinary bills the originate in the lower house after this the passes it is the transmitted to the upper houses. The upper houses has free opinion. It can the pass it can the reject it or it may not take any directions for 3 months. After the lapse of 3 months, the bills goes to the lower houses. If the lower houses the passes the bill for the second time, it is the again the transmitted to the upper house and on the expiry of 1 month. After the bills has been received for the second times, the bills is the demand to have been passed by the legislative after that it is the goes to the governor for the assent. Assent to the bill. Article number 200 deal with the procedure regarding the assent to the bills passed by the legislature. It is the whole that when the bills has been passed by the legislative assembly of the state or in the cases of the state having the legislative council has been passed by the both house of the legislative of the state shall be that presented to the governor of the governor shall that there either that he the assent to the bills for that he the withhold the assent that they are from or that he the reserve the bills for the consultations of the president provided that the governor may as soon as possible after the presentation to him of the bills for the assent return the bills if it is not at the money get together with the necessary requesting that the house or the house will consider the bills or any that specified provisions therefore on the particular would consider that disability of the introducing and such that amendment as he made the recommended in his message and when the bills is so the return the house or the house shall consider the bills accordingly and if the bills is the budget the against by the house or house would or the would out the amendment and the present to the governor for the assent the governor shall not without the assent they are from the headed the whether that the governor shall not assent to but the shall the result for the considerations of the presidents and any bills who is in the opinion of the governor uh, would if it become the law so the degraded from the powers of the high court as the endangered the positions which that the court is by this the constitution declared to the bill. According to article number 201, when a bill is the rejected by the governor for the consideration of the president shall declare either that he the assent to the bills or that he the withhold the assent therefrom. The provided that when the bills is not the money bills, the president may direct the governor to the return the bills to the house or as the cases may be the house or the legislature of the state together with the such the message as the mentioned in the first provision to the article number 200 and when the bills is so the returned the bills on the house shall they reconsidered either accordingly within a period of the 6 months from the date of the receipt of such the message and if it is the against the passed by the house or the house with or without the amendment. It shall be the reason against to the president or is the consideration when the money bill is presented to the governor he may be the either gave his the assent or his the assent or the reserve the bills for the presidential assent by the cannot the return of the bills for the reconsiderations of the state legislature. Normally, the governor gives the assent to the money bills as it is introduced in the state legislature, which is the period of permissions when the money bill is reserved from the considerations of the president, and the presidents may either begin release the assent to the bills or withhold release the assent to the bill, but cannot return the bills for the reconsideration of the state legislature. Thank you so much.